circle. Now cuts through the neutral zone and gets it in off the wing that Tavares couldn't handle the pass. Puck comes back into the Toronto end. Stolarz swinging it around the boards to find Domi, who let it go, and it comes all the way out at center ice. Nick Jensen playing it back to the line and in. It goes wide of the goal and into the side of the net. Domi missed a hit there from Perron. Puck is in the... Domi is able to skate it out. Domi trying to get it ahead, had to go off a stick. Brought by David Perron back in over the line. Long shot, steered. Puck along the boards and cleared to the but not out. Sanderson, Zub with a shot. That stopped. There's a big rebound in front, and it's cleared into the corner. Leafs start out. Domi been on for a while as he alley-oops it through center. Perron on the far side ran in. Leafs are going to get their change done, though, and the puck is back into the Toronto blue line area. Fired by Benoit into the zone. Down to the left wing corner. Grabbed off there by Shane Pinto. He is given a jolt, and now here the sends in across. Turned over to Nyes. Leafs get it ahead for Matthews. Matthews to Nyes. Nyes dumps it into the far corner and rampages in there after it. Of the net for Matthews, shooting, and a glove save made by Linus Ullmark.
First shot on goal for the Leafs after 3-0 from Ottawa. Austin Matthews, you like this, picks up the puck behind the net, does a little pivot in the left wing circle. The lane, I'm going to get it there. Matthew Nyes looking for a rebound that doesn't come.
Nicely. 4 minutes and 41 seconds played, no score. Face off to the right of Ullmark. Matthews, Stutzla, and the Senator won the draw, but the Leafs got the puck out in front of the net, and Matthews was too well tied up before he could get a stick on it. Played Toronto zone. Tanev taken to the boards, but got the puck along the wall on the far side. Puck is in the far corner now, set up on the wing. That sent it around to the near wing, kept alive by Nick Jensen. Back of the net, centering effort by Tkachuk didn't work. Comes out in front of the net, and the Leafs high into neutral ice. Changes for both teams coming. Chabot blue line, but his pass was intercepted by Scotty Lawton. Played off the boards to center. One-handed to the blue line, and now brought. And a face-off will come out in neutral ice.
Again, going by the head-to-heads between these rather astounding stats. Joey, when you look at it, Ottawa's won 5 straight against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Against Ottawa in this building, October 15th, 2022. Justin Hull had the game-winning goal. Elias Samsonov picked up the win. So Ottawa, I don't think, comes in feeling like they can't win against this team or in the...
Played down into the Toronto end. Clevin got it up on the wing, and it'll escape the center ice. Holmberg playing it back in his own. And up on the wing it comes and in over the line. Pontus Holmberg with a shot. And that goes off a stick and caroms up into the screen and goes out of play.
There are a lot of things you love from a Leaf standpoint, Joe, coming into the postseason.
Yes.
And one of them being how the third and fourth lines started to contribute offensively. Especially Steven Lorenz has been such a great story for the Leafs. Lorenz, 8 goals on the season, 5 of them game winners. You like the fact that Scott Lawton scored for the Leafs in overtime. His second goal, 4th point for the Leafs.
Played high to center ice. This is going to go the length of the rink. And they'll do it all over again from the circle in the Ottawa end of the building. Leafs are at 13-2-1. Down the stretch they come. Second Secretariat with a 19-length lead. Wrong sport.
Yeah, you know when that started, though? After their loss against Ottawa here.
Yes.
The 4-2. And the Leafs went on that roll that helped them get first place in the division.
And home ice. Riley playing it to the line, couldn't get it in deep. Drake Batherson turns for Ottawa, got it to the line, but it is deflected and goes into the Toronto bin and out of play. But it is a different animal. Regular season, postseason.
No, last year, only 4 teams in the playoffs were above 500 at home. Including the Florida Panthers and Edmonton Oilers, who went to the finals.
No score, first period. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
The temperature is rising. The flowers are blooming. And Happy Radio is here to make your days even brighter. Playing nothing but feel-good hits to put a pep in your step. Listen to our collection of Happy Radio channels anytime at home with the SiriusXM app on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices.
Under review. Have wrestled with this one for a while, but I believe we've got our top 5 player of all time. Gretzky, Lemieux, or Howe, and I think it's Sidney Crosby for all-round play. Any discussion, no matter how you slice that loaf of bread, Sidney Crosby's in that discussion. Talk about high-level consistency.
Under review with Mick Kern, 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. In case you missed it, on NHL Network Radio.
Butch-Navitz for the deflection. They shoot. They score! Jimmy Snuggerud, his first as a Blue. 3-0, St. Louis. It's a power play goal. And in the biggest NHL game of his young career, he scores his first NHL goal. Smile away, kid. Smile away.
NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots and scores!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM Radio Network.
Face-off outside the Toronto blue line. Matthews line up against the Stützle threesome. So Marner is in up against Tkachuk on that side. Now Matthews got waved out. Marner steps in to win the face-off, and it goes around back into the Toronto zone. Behind the net, Chris Tanev waiting patiently, and Brady Tkachuk getting a stick in the way of goaltender Stolarz. That created a bit of fun. A centering pass for Nyes as it's down in the Ottawa zone is broken up, and the Senators bring it to the line and in. A pass in by Giroux to the corner, comes back to the point. A long shot, gloved out of the air with Tkachuk on the doorstep by Anthony Stolarz.
It's going to be interesting to see the line match that Craig Berube prefers. We've seen the Matthews line out against the Stützle line on a fairly regular basis early on. There, Zub, one-timer from the point with Tkachuk trying to provide the screen in front of Stolarz, but the Leaf goalie was able to peek away and snag it up with his left hand.
Draw to his left, no score. Puck one into the corner by the Maple Leafs, played up on the boards. It bounces into the slot, stolen back by Lawton, played ahead on the far boards then by the Leafs to get it out into the center ice area. Played ahead by Nick Jensen, who sends it into the Toronto end. Chipped around the boards then by Benoit, who crashes into his man on the far side, and Dylan Cousins, and the Leafs break it out at center. Here's the line. They brought in over the line now, looking past in front of the net, and a shot there! Oliver Ekman-Larsson jumps into the rush. The fourth line gets the Leafs on the board.
Ekman-Larsson coming late, but you had 2 Leafs going to the net. Bjornkrok on the right side, Lorentz on the left. And that opened up a space for Ekman Larson to take it right between the hash marks. And he snaps it glove side on Linus Ullmark to give the Leafs the first goal of this series.
How do you like the Lawton acquisition so far?
And we said, they were good. Back-to-back games coming in.
Long shoot in his glove by Stolars.
And that was the game-winning goal in Buffalo that Lawton set up Steven Lorenz. And, of course, Lawton had the game-winning goal in overtime in the final game. So little things at the time you say, well, that's nice if it carry over. And we've seen that fourth line look dangerous here in the first 7 minutes of this game.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson had 4 goals and 25 assists for 29 points in the regular year. But he scores the opener here for the Maple Leafs. They lead it 1-0. Tavares going to face off here with Shane Pinto. Now the linesman is moved in there for some reason. Draw won by Toronto. Puck's pushed back in the net for Morgan Riley, but he gave the puck away in a shot. Good block made there. Another shot taken and it is cleared up on the wind. Domi will just ice it high to the far boards and get it down into the Ottawa end. Puck comes back out at center ice now, and Tavares back in for Domi. Domi had it knocked off his stick, regains it momentarily, but Amadio will play it down into the Toronto zone. Lawton and Yarncrook with the assists. And it wasn't so many weeks ago that we were bemoaning the fact that the Leafs were not getting any secondary scoring. Well, that has changed. Pass off a stick down into the Toronto end. Benoit circles the goal, being but the forechecker falls, and now Robertson flipping it into the left wing corner. Now a shot by McMahon went high and wide, and it's caromed all the way back down in the Toronto end. Benoit looking over the shoulder, has the puck controlled and got it ahead for Robertson, and he makes a good decision to just get it high to get a change of players going. Now here's Giroux in over the line, brought back now with a puck in the slot area for along the far boards for Stützle. Back to the point of shot. Blockered away and knocked away by goaltender Stallers, and the Leafs will get it out at center ice. Are you keeping track of the hits, Mr. Ruff? Oh. Here's a shot by Shabbat. That went wide. Rebound back of the goal. Played on the boards for Nyes. Nyes trying to contain it. Took a bit of a hit, but Matthews comes out with the puck and skates it to center ice with flip it into the near corner. Matthews in with a hit there on Shabbat. Marner crashes into his man Jensen. Puck goes around back of the net. 9 to go.
Somebody's watching me. Is my anxiety.
First period. 1-0 Toronto on a goal by OEL. Oliver Ekman-Larsson. In by Riley and around the boards to the far side. Yarncrook kept the puck in, but the Senators get it freed up, and Perron gets this broken up, and now a pass in on the left wing. Here's Lorenz trying to play it in front of the net, a shot right in front of the goal. Oh, the goal line. Played around the boards.
That was Yarncrook trying to fish it over the line.
Lawton after it, and now Yarncrook goes after the near boards with it, playing it along the boards. I believe we're hearing sucks chant, just in case you can't really tune in. Set down into the corner. Zone. A long pass to find Max Domi. Domi trying to go to the right wing side to Nylander, but the pass was knocked. Plays it along the boards as it comes back to the point. Trapped there, and a shot by Montepallo went wide. Into the far corner. Taken up by Tanev. Tanev to Domi. Domi into the traffic, and it's around the boards and out into the neutral zone and down. Torrey. Nylander up, forechecking. He's going to get to a loose puck on the far side to keep it in. a hit there from Ridley Gregg, and it is by Ottawa. Riley across the line, and the linesman says that was offside. Tyson Baker and Steve linesman tonight, Brian Pakmara, Garrett Rank are the referees. 1-0 Toronto. Almost 2 on a off the goal post and off the line. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Stanley Cup playoffs? At Bet365, we've got you. From game props, player props, totals, and the money line. You can even bet on futures like series winners, the Stanley Cup champions, and much, much more. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app and get in on the game. The Stanley Cup playoffs.
Must be 19 or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit conontario.ca.
Guess who just bundled their home and auto with Desjardins Insurance?
Well, look at you, all grown up and saving money.
Yes, I
You to do it, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
Get insurance that's really big on care. Switch and you could save up to 35% on home insurance when you... Desjardins Insurance. Here for your home, auto, life, and business needs. Certain conditions apply.
Symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and class-leading safety included. It's like you also get a Subaru that comes with your very own golf club holder, stadium pop, team transporter, a remote cottage finder, a beaver spotter, a coach hauler, bear country guide, a family road trip carrier, a muddy road controller, extreme wind stabilizer, plus a... And we're out of... Subaru is the multi-tool that masters every unpredictable weather condition. Visit your local Subaru dealer for great lease and finance options.
Maple Leafs playoff hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
All of won the Stanley Cup a year ago with the Florida Panthers. He has scored 4 career playoff goals coming into tonight's game, so give him one. Number 5 in the books. And he goes back into his own zone to pick up the puck to find Benoit. Trying to bat it in over the line was Lorenz. He does now. Lawton with a drive. Oh, and he whistled that just wide. Kept in by OEL on the far side. Into the far corner. Behind the net now for Lorenz. Centering pass went off his skate. Lorenz is going to get it again. Back to the point to OEL. Another shot of the Ottawa goal. Fourth line's been the best line on the ice.
For either team.
Played out at center right now. It's in with a weak wrist shot, and he got drilled before it ended up going up into the screen. Is that
Benoit? So Benoit first gets his stick on the attempted shot, and then just follows through with the right shoulder. I don't know which got a bigger reaction from the crowd.
I think the hit did, to be honest with you. You look at last year's roster at this time playing in game 1 and this year's roster, and you say physical.
Yeah. I mean, you and I are the same on this. People ask, and you have to be honest and say, well, different. If it's better.
Long shot goes well wide of the Leaf goal. Marner chipping it ahead, couldn't get it ahead, denies, and the line for Stützle. Back it goes to Giroux, cutting from a sharp angle of center, and it went back to the point. Shabbat doesn't send it at the net, he sends it back. Let it go. Puck comes back to the blue line, knocked down by the Maple Leafs. Ahead, it goes, Marner's got a breakaway. He's in on goal, deep. The Leafs have a 2-0 lead. What a pass, and what finish by...
Stuck in their own zone until Austin Matthews gloves an attempted dump in down the boards to the left. Matthews grabs it, drops it, and Mitch Marner reads the play. He took off out of the Leaf zone. got in behind the between center and the Ottawa blue line, walked in on Allmark, and I think Allmark's thinking deke all the way. Just flicks the wrist and puts it over the glove hand of Allmark. 2-0 Toronto.
Smooth will get it. Brandon Carlo along the boards for Domi. Domi in tight, got it freed up for Carlo. Reverses it for Morgan Riley. And Riley will look up ice with the lead pass to find Johnny Tavares. His feed for Nylander didn't connect, but Nylander. And he'll send it back into his own zone. Now Willie, starting out of his zone, comes to the line with a pass in on the left wing. Pontus far corner. McMahon can't get to it, and it is played out at center ice and in over the line for Zetterlund. Point, but they don't get it out initially. Puck still free, and now here's McMahon pushing it ahead for Robertson. Robert gets it into the corner. McMahon around back of the net, looks for a point man, finds him. McCabe a drive, and that hit against the wall. He gets it freed up. Puck is pushed in along the boards into the corner and then shot down. 6:18 to play in a wild first period. Leafs have had 16 hits in the frame.
The Leafs 9-3. And yet, Leafs certainly look more dangerous, haven't they?
Played out it. In over the line with a pass for Lawton. Couldn't get a shot away as he was too well covered. Yarncrook frees it up. But gets it back to the point. D to D, it'll come to Riley, and a shot is into the chest of Allmark, who will hold for a this crowd going crazy here at Scotiabank Arena. A 2-0 Toronto lead on goals by Oliver Marner. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
For slowing down your productivity? As a proud Canadian company, Digital Business Systems is honored to be named the 2024 Business Partner of the Year. In collaboration with HP, DBS delivers secure, cost-effective print solutions that lighten your employees' digital experience. Learn more at dbsmps.com/HP.
Your brother. I know. You can tell from the tone of my voice that I know it's you. I need your help.
Critics are calling The Accountant 2 and action-packed from the start.
Guess I hit him harder than I thought.
So we go over the plan again?
Plan?
Don't miss Accountant 2.
Are you ready? Yeah.
The Accountant 2. Only in theaters April 25th.
Right sale.
Wow, look at this deal to the Philippines.
Nice, let's book it.
But wait, Naples is also a steal. Save it.
To go.
And even hotter to Yellowknife.
Nice, but I thought you wanted tropical hot. You're all over the map.
Well, yeah.
On every single destination. Nice. Hurry, book at aircanada.com or contact your travel agent. Conditions apply. Air Canada.
Maple Leafs playoff hockey.
3 good saves, another shot, 4 good saves made.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the
First period brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 18 plus. At ConnexOntario.ca. Mitch Marner in his 58th playoff game. 12. Draw to the right of Allmark.
Shane Pinto getting from John Tavares.
Tavares scrummed the draw, but it goes back of the net. And on the far side, Shane Pinto trying to get it out. Had it broken up by Willie. He went to the net hard as he was just getting to the net.
Might have blown the roof off the place.
Oh. Look at the Ottawa goal into the far corner. Sanderson got it up on the wing for Ridley Gregg. Gregg has it taken away. He did. Nylander gets it freed up. Nylander working back along the blue line. Still with it. Manages to keep it in. Again. And the Senators will go back to regroup. 2-0 Toronto. 4:50 to start. Maybe too many men there, but they get away with it. Slapped into the Ottawa zone. Down the boards, it's chipped into the... just out of his reach. And out come the Senators to center ice. Giroux can't get in over the line. Marner. Tanev. He and McCabe will exchange the disc. Tanev has it in front of his own goal. Turns back. Leafs are changing. Laid out. Yarncrook sending it into the zone. Lorenz backhands back of the net. Cut off there by Lawton. Couldn't get it in front. Will play it up the boards and out at center. Another good hit. Leafs as Batherson comes in with a shot that was blocked. Far corner in the Senators centering with a pass. Knocked away. Still free. They score. Great Batherson. And it was unfortunate. Stolarz looked like he was going to get his glove on it.
Really harmless looking shot. Stolarz gets his left pad on it. And then the puck bounces in front. It's just poked in by Batherson, blocker side. And the Ottawa board. And have sliced the Leafs lead in half, 2-1 Toronto.
16-16 the top. The regular season, 27 goals and 68 points. Or 26 goals and 68 points, sorry. The Battle of Ontario is now fully engaged. Both teams have scored.
That might settle Ottawa down too, Joe.
Brought the line for McMahon. Senators go back. Clevin given a jolt there by McMahon. Cadet gets it to center and in on the right wing for Zetterlund. Zetterlund driving the net with a shot. A big scramble in front is broken up and out. From behind and tackled. The puck goes in over the line and Pontus Holmberg couldn't quite contain it. Now back of the Ottawa goal. Back to the point, it'll come to Chris Tanev. Dished off to Domi. Domi's wrist shot off of the net. Knocked down on the play was Pontus Holmberg, and the Sens will get it off a stick. Look out, that's going into the Leaf bench. Play will be brought back into the center ice area just in front of the Ottawa bench. Drawing the assist on the goal.
It really looked like one that Anthony Stolarz with Morgan Riley as to who is going to play it, but that little hesitation by both allowed Batherson to jump in and poke it on.
But they get the puck down into the Toronto end. Played back of the net and up on the boards now for Nylander. Nylander goes... will get to center and shoot it in. On the far boards, Tavares unable to reach it. Nylander tips it back of the goal. Can't get there. But it's going to go the length of the ice. Now with 2:13 to go in the first period, we have an icing call coming against the Ottawa.
Well, the Senators are able to bang one in on Anthony Stolarz. Stolarz comes into this. And Goals against average of 1.37, 964 save percentage. Cave come out to man the points. 2:03 to go in the first. Good energy by the Leafs.
Leafs win the draw. Shot goes off a leg and breaks the skate of. It comes out at center ice, and here's Tkachuk in on the left wing for Shane Pinto. A backhand shot is stopped. Brady Tkachuk accidentally fell down and bumped into Stolarz. Sure, it wasn't intended.
I don't know if that's going to get an Oscar.
No, I don't think
so. And then Shane Pinto comes in.
Lost an edge and...
Or you know what? I think he may have taken a little stick across the neck, upper chest area from McCabe, and that's what brought him down.
Well, we're going to face off to the right. Well, yeah, I think you might be right, because Claude Giroux's having a word right now with Garrett Rank, and it's not about Garrett's golf game. Face-off will be to the right of Stolarz. Stutz was back out with a new blade.
Well, that is a big question, though, Gord. Which guy on the ice tonight has the better golf game? Is it Drake Batherson or is it Rank? Now, Rank is actually ranked in Canada, but Drake is a real scratch golfer, not one of those phony made-up handicaps. He actually is a scratch golfer. So, off the draw, Chabot runs the puck around the boards. Jensen down the other side holds it in. Puck is cleared back out to center, and here's Chabot. Rolling puck, taps it back to Giroux, gets to center, and lobs it back down inside the Leaf end. Brady Tkachuk in to get it. And the Leafs now break it out at center. Here's Ekman Larsson, takes a drop pass from Marner. Marner gets it back. Marner along the boards as the puck slashed off his stick by Stützle. Stützle tries to dig it out. Lorentz kicks the puck back along the boards, and here's Giroux. Sends the puck ahead, back to the line and out. And the Leafs recovered in the neutral zone again. Benoit fires it in the Ottawa end. Up the boards, back out to center. Final minute of play here in period number 1. Here's Lawton through the middle of the ice to Carlo. And Brandon Carlo fires it back in the Ottawa end. Here's Clevin. Sends the puck ahead as Yarncroke chops it at him. Puck comes free. Lawton trying to hold it in and does. Morgan Riley now lobs one to the side of the Ottawa goal. Jensen back of his own net. Comes out with it. Gets it to Cousins. Cousins to the line and in. Puck is knocked down but not out of the zone. Now it's out of the zone and lying in the neutral zone. Nylander trying to get a hold of it. Flips it back into his own end. And Morgan Riley now skates it back to center. Through the middle of the ice. Tavares sends it to the corner for Domi. Puck is knocked away from him by Zub, and now Sanderson sends it to the line.
Oh, boy.
But not out. Now Ridley Gregg boots the puck ahead, and that'll do it for period 1. A 1-goal lead for the Leafs after 20 minutes.
Well, not a bad period for the Ottawa Senators. Despite giving up 2 goals on the first 3 shots, they were the better of the teams physically, or not physically, but in the offensive zone. They clearly had a shot advantage of 13-5, better scoring opportunities. They made 2 mistakes, though, that the Leafs capitalized on. Only 5 shots on goal in total for the Toronto Maple Leafs in this first period. They will enjoy this 2-1 lead for the next 18 minutes, but then I'm guessing Ottawa will not change a thing, Dean, as far as their offensive zone game time is, or game prep is presented, because they've done a lot of good things right here in this first period.
So at the end of 1 here at Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, the Leafs with a 2-1 lead. Coming up, our first intermission with Graham and Brad, brought to you by the Myers Automotive Group. You're listening to Sens Hockey on the TSN 1200 Ottawa Senators Radio Network. Pure Water, proudly owned and operated right here in Canada's capital for 38 years. It's spring, and that means we're celebrating our Buyer's Choice Hot Tub event. What does that mean to you? Well, nothing but Canadian goodness. 0% financing for 12 months, or we pay the tax on any hot tub. Either way, you get to soak away spring in a brand new hot tub at a sensational price. Pure Water Total Home Leisure, 2070 Robertson at Moody and Bell's Corners. You, your family, and fun. It's what we do.
Order up for Damien.
Hey, how did your doctor's appointment go, by the way? Did you ask about Rybelsus?
Actually, I'm seeing my doctor later today.
Did you say Rybelsus? My dad's been talking about Rybelsus.
Rybelsus? Really?
Yeah, he says it's a pill
That's right. Did you know it's also covered by most private insurance plans?
Well, I'll definitely be asking my doctor if Rybelsus is right for me.
Rybelsus. Ask your doctor or visit rybelsus.ca.
Order up for Rybelsus.
Playoff hockey returns to the nation's capital. Quick shot scores! Brady Tkachuk with an overtime game winner! Good gravy. Your Ottawa Senators have officially clinched their spot in the 2025 Stanley Cup playoffs. Let's go! Here we go! To secure your playoff seats now and lock in the best price on these tickets, become a season seat member. Here's Shabbat, game on the stick, scores! Canadian Tire Center is going to be on fire, so be there to witness the atmosphere. Visit senators.com/memberships.
Lone Star's new 3 Amigo meals from $13.99. You get chips and salsa, our new double-stacked Big Smash burger with fries and unlimited pop. Lone Star's new Big Smash, 2 handmade patties double-stacked with cheese, shredded lettuce, pickles, and secret sauce.
Hold up. Did you say chips, salsa, the Big Smash burger and fries, and unlimited pop for $13.99? Whoo, someone is getting fired over this.
New 3 Amigo meals from $13.99. Available Monday to Friday till 4 p.m. Only at Lone Star.
Are you tossing and turning at night? Unable to sleep because of mounting debt? Debt can feel overwhelming, but you don't have to face it alone. I am Natalie Faubert, licensed insolvency trustee at BDO, here in Ottawa. I am here to guide you every step of the way so you can find peace of mind and finally rest easy. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to book a free consultation and discover your debt-free future.
TSN 1200, home of the Sens. Sens Intermission on TSN 1200 is brought to you by the Myers Automotive Group. Now, here's the play of the period.
Here's Lawton back to the net, gets tied up. Matheson steals the puck and flips it back the other way to Shabbat. Steers the puck out to center. Cousins tips to the head. Matheson to the line and in. Gets in, gets a shot. Pad save is made. Stolars gets the blocker and the pad on it. Stolen back. Pinto back in front. Cousins gets a shot away. Bobble scores! Rebound goal for Matheson.
Yeah, real nice work by Ottawa's second line. Nice play by Perron to get a puck from the wall to the high slot to Cousins, and Batherson beats Morgan Riley to the net for the rebound and pokes it past Stolars for his first career playoff goal as the play of the period. First period scoring summary time. Oliver Ekman-Larsson from Lawton and Yarncroke at 7:09 made it 1-0 Leafs, and then Marner from Matthews on a breakaway at 12:18 gave the Leafs a 2-0 lead. Despite getting outshot 9-3 at the time, it was 2-0 Leafs. Then Batherson from Cousins and Perron at 16:18 cut the lead in half, 2-1. That's where we stand through 20 minutes. Shots on goal, 13-5 Senators. There have been no power plays so far in this game. This game is brought to you in part by Terry's Rugs and by St. Hubert Barbecue Chicken Ribs Hockey. We would like to welcome everyone listening along the TSN 1200 Ottawa Senators radio network, including Lanark and Leeds 88.1 My FM, Sirius XM NHL Radio, TSN 1200.ca, and Sens fans listening on our flagship station right here in Ottawa, Sports Radio TSN 1200. Coming up, the TSN 1200 St. Hubert Barbecue Out-of-Town scoreboard, and we'll analyze the first period with Brad Smith. This is Sens Hockey in the TSN 1200 Ottawa Senators radio network.
Tariffs aren't an issue when you shop with GC Flooring. They've got you covered with a massive selection and the best deals guaranteed. GC is a local family-operated business stocking hundreds of thousands of square feet of quality brands of LVT, laminate, and hardwood at unbeatable prices. GC Flooring, where family values meet unbeatable prices. Spend less, get more for your money. 60 Colonnade and at gcflooring.ca.
GC Flooring.
Tonight, when your head hits the pillow, appreciate that you have a pillow. And if you get up to use the bathroom, be thankful you have a bathroom. Because things you take for granted are not granted to everyone. What else are you taking for granted? Don't let homelessness assumptions get in the way of homelessness solutions. Go to CanadaCanDoIt.ca. Help the Canadian Alliance to end homelessness.
This is the sound of medicine. When you stay at a Ronald McDonald House, close to your sick child, family is medicine. And right now, it's helping Ryan battle leukemia. We need your help to keep families together. Please donate today at rmhc.ca.
How can you protect your keys? Simply attach a War Amps key tag to your key ring. If you lose your keys, the finder can call the number on the back of the tag or drop them in any mailbox, and the War Amps will return them to you by courier for free. Today, the key tag service is more important than ever with the high replacement cost of keys and remote devices. War Amps key tags. They're free and they work. Order yours at waramps.ca and help make a difference in the lives of amputees.
Looking for your next vehicle? Come home to Myers Automotive Group, locally owned for over 80 years and proudly serving Ottawa-Gatineau with 17 locations. Over 2,600 vehicles in stock. We have what you're looking for. Choose from Nissan, Toyota, Volkswagen, Hyundai, Dodge, Jeep, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Infiniti, Ram, Chrysler, and Subaru. And we've got you covered long after the sale. We service all makes and models.
TSN 1200, home of the NFL. Back to Sens Hockey on TSN 1200. Now, let's check out the out-of-town scoreboard. Brought to you by St. Hubert Barbecue, chicken, ribs, and hockey.
Great shooter. Two other Stanley Cup playoff games today. One of them this afternoon. Hurricanes dominate the Devils 4-1. They outshoot them 45-24.
Yeah, Hurricanes played well today, but Devils are just a tough one for them. Significant injuries near the end of the season puts them behind the.
So the Canes with a 1-0 series lead there. Game one of Golden Knights Wild. 10 o'clock start from Vegas. The Golden Knights 50, 22, and 10 on the year. Minnesota 45, 30, and 7. The Americans beat Canada 4-3 in overtime to win the Women's World Hockey Championship and to the NBA playoffs, where earlier today, the Thunder with a massive 51-point win, 131-80 over the Grizzlies to take a 1-0 series lead over Memphis. The Celtics have a 1-0 series lead on Orlando thanks to a 103-86 win. The Cavs are up 58-45 on the Heat with about 3.5 minutes left in the first half in their game one of their first round series, and Rockets and Warriors 9:30 tip from Houston. The Jays, tough day. They fall 8-3 to the Mariners. Back in Toronto, Senators trail 2-1 after 20 minutes, Shooter, and I thought it was a pretty good first period from Ottawa in terms of, hey, like most of the guys in the lineup, they're playing their first playoff game. Yeah. They're out shooting the Leafs 13-5, but two breakdowns led to 2 goals. What did you see on that first one, a fourth-line goal for the Leafs?
The combination on the first one was bad gap control by Thomas Chabot and Nick Jensen, specifically Chabot there. Tough period for that tandem in general. But the second layer of offense coming up the ice beat the back checkers of the Sens. Your fourth and fifth guys, and Ekman Larsson walked right down Broadway and beat Allmark with a good shot. So that was the first goal. The second goal, Mitch Marner gets in behind the defense. It's an unreal pass by Austin Matthews up the middle of the ice. But you don't like to see one guy getting behind both your defensemen.
Yeah, it was a play. Stützle comes back to Jensen, and he goes to dump it back in the corner. Yeah. Matthews grabs it off the wall, and then Marner, who was coming to check Jensen, kind of slips behind him. And a great feed by Matthews, and Marner goes and beats Omar glove side. What did you think of Omar's first period? Both goals beat him to the glove side.
It was okay. There was another one that it almost squeaked through that hit the post too. Maybe you'd like to see him make that glove save, bail out your team a little bit. Then we're not talking about the first goal. Second goal, can't do too much about. That's a highly skilled pass and goal. But I did like the Sens' response to it, specifically the Cousins line. Who this is their trademark. A good cycle. They get it out in the slot. It's a second opportunity. Stolarz doesn't handle the rebound, and Drake Batherson, we talked about pregame show, There's no quit in his game lately, and he goes right to the right spot, and he just kind of knifes it over him. And it's a grinding goal, and you're going to need a couple more of those.
So Stolarz has 12 saves in that first period, but I found that when pucks were getting put on him, they kind of bounced off him a little bit. Like, what would be your mindset as a shooter for the Senators right now? Just kind of how he was handling in that first period.
More of it. And also when the defense pinch, shooting off the net, because it looks like he's losing his angle a little bit. The Sens are making a conscious effort to get to the crease area. Toronto's doing their best to box them out, but you'll get that bounce if you keep delivering pucks to the net.
What did you think of the Stützle line and for him and Tkachuk, their first playoff action, first period?
Pretty solid. And I like the physicality. Tim Stützle had 4 hits that period. Not that you want him out there running guys. A couple shots on goal. And you think that they're making quick enough decisions from the hash marks down that something's going to pop for them here in the second or third period.
Anyone else stand out, whether it's good or bad, from Sen's perspective in that period?
I like Cleven's ability to talk about he's like a human eraser when he's playing well and boxing guys out. And I think for the most part, that third pairing has done their job on defense.
We talked a lot about Zetterlund and potentially moving up the lineup at some point. So he did get a shift in Perron's spot with that Cousins line. And then right after the next shift for that line, they ended up scoring. And then he had a pretty good rush down the right side and put the puck on net. There was a rebound, but it got cleared. And then he had a great job on the back check. He looks really engaged in that first 20 minutes.
He does. And this is where if he like he did in the regular season, if he continues to bide his time and playing like that big, strong north-south game, he's 220-pound body, very tough to knock off the puck and very stable on his feet. If he keeps playing like that, it becomes a situation where the coach can't ignore it anymore and they have to play him more.
So pretty good first period, despite the 2 breakdowns, and both of them end up in the back of the net, but then you cut the lead in half and it's 2-1. You get 40 minutes left. They get 20 minutes under their belt for all the guys that hadn't experienced this before. What are they feeling now, and what are you expecting in the second period?
Well, I'm expecting that the nerves will be a little bit less, and that they'll just go out and play. You saw there, Creech, 3 or 4 times we looked at each other where the passing was off, uncharacteristically off. There was almost a too many men penalty on an errant pass. So just a little more flow to their game. They get the nerves out, the physicality's there, and just do things out of instinct.
Game 1, round 1, Battle of Ontario, 20 minutes in the books. The first intermission has been brought to you by the Myers Automotive Group. Coming up, it's the second with Dean and Gord. At the end of the first period, the score is 2-1 Maple Leafs. You're listening to Sens Hockey on the TSN 1200 Ottawa Senators Radio Network.
Ready for thrilling shutouts and exciting power plays? Save all hockey season with a CAA hat trick. Members save big on select Ottawa Senators home games. Get $15 off Lot 4 parking at Canadian Tire Center with ticket purchase and 10% off official merch. Memberships start at $30. Join today and save 10% on new memberships. Visit CAAEveryday.ca. Conditions apply.
I'm standing and cheering for Canada. Hi, this is Chantal Kreviazik. It's not our way to boast, but Canadians are standing strong from coast to coast to coast to protect Canadian jobs and support Canadian businesses for this country that only us command. Shop as if your country depends on it. Keep your money in Canada for Canada.
From the WHL to the OHL and the QMJHL.
Scores!
The League Championship Series.
Could be the dagger!
Culminating with the Memorial Cup.
You couldn't script this any better!
CHL Hockey lives on TSN and TSN+.
Hi, Arash Madani here. At Honda, they built the CR-V Sport just like you'd build a team for the playoffs. Reliable performance? It's a Honda. Versatility? You've got all-wheel drive. High IQ plays? That's Honda sensing technology. Resilience and grit? You bet. After all, it's Canadian. Make your playoff drive count. Bring home the Ontario-built CR-V Sport. Lease today with rates from 0.99% for 24 months. OAC conditions apply. Made with domestic and imported parts. See HondaOntario.com.
Foreigner.
You're as cold
The
as
Jukebox Hero Tour. October 28th. The Arena at TV Place. With special guest 5440. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.ca.
Hey, I'm Dwayne. The inside of my garage is where I keep my tools, tires, hockey gear, and of course, my truck, which I always get serviced at Canada's Garage, Canadian Tire. But, and most importantly, the outside door is always the road hockey net. Nice shot, Amber.
Thanks, Dwayne. And you too, Amber.
No probs.
At Canada's Garage, we have over 150 bays in the Ottawa area, experienced service technicians, and great deals year-round. Just check the website for what's on right now. Canadian Tire, Canada's Garage.
TSN 1200, home of the Red Blacks.
All right, welcome back inside Scotiabank Arena here in Toronto, everybody. Gord Wilson alongside Dean Brown getting set for period number 2. 20 in the books here, and it's a 2-1 Leaf lead. They jumped out to a 2-0 lead on goals from Ekman Larsson at 7:09 and Marner at 12:18. It was 2-0 Toronto, and the Senators looking down the barrel of an ugly score here if they had made it 3-0, but Drake Batherson scored his first ever playoff goal from Cousins and Perron at 16:18, and the Senators with new life going into this second period. Ottawa outshot Toronto 13-5. The hit count 41 in total, 21 for Toronto, 20 for the Senators. Blocked shots even at 6 apiece. The Toronto Maple Leafs did have the edge in faceoffs, though. Dean, they won 57% of the draws. Shots on goal 13-5, favoring the Senators. What do you think of the over-under here, Dean? It started at 5.5, did it not?
She is going up, my friend. Yes, started the game at 5.5 as we entered the second period. Over-under creeping up to 7.5. Reminder, you can make every moment more on FanDuel, North America's #1 sportsbook. FanDuel, download the app. It is simple and easy to use.
All right, the Senators went into the locker room down by 1, and it's a one-shot game now. And I got to be honest with you, Dean, I think they felt pretty good about how they played in that first period. The Mitch Marner goal could have been avoided. He had a breakaway from center ice in on a perfect feed from Austin Matthews. It was offensive zone pressure that led to from the point a turnover on the half boards, and Marner crept out and snuck in between both Jensen and Chabot, all right, who are both -2 here in this hockey game. This second is underway with the play-by-play. Here's Dean.
And the Leafs send it down to the Ottawa line and in. Here's Giroux back in his zone, taps it back of the net. And Sanderson turns away from a hit from Nyes and sends it around the boards for Giroux, who clears the puck ahead, and then he gets smoked by McCabe. Back at the other end, Brady Tkachuk puts Matthews into the boards as the puck is sent back out to center and down to the Ottawa line. Here's Zub now. Head to Sanderson. Sanderson gets to the line, dumps it in. But McCabe knocks it down and now clears it down to the Ottawa line for Nyes. He slides the puck into the Ottawa zone. Zub ties up along the boards, and Brady Tkachuk sends it all the way back down ice. This will be an icing call, and the face-off back down inside the Senators' end.
Now this is a 49-second shift for Jake Sanderson. He is going to have to remain out. Same for Artem Zub. Brady Tkachuk, the lone member of the Stützle-Giroux trio that's left out there for this defensive zone face-off for the Senators. Pinto against Tavares.
Off the drop, puck to the corner. But Domi first on it. Here's Nylander along the boards. Nylander back to the point. Nylander turns again. Nylander spins off a check from Pinto. Sends it around the boards on the other side. Here's Morgan Riley. Loses the puck. Brady Tkachuk steals it. Tkachuk bury in. Tkachuk hit shot. Save is made by Stolars.
What a great burst of speed from Brady Tkachuk as he heads off here. That's the end of a long shift for him.
Here's Nylander back the other way. Moves in his shot. Off the stick of Ullmark. Back of the net. Nylander gets it again. Bounces the puck to the side of the net. Out the other side. Centering pass knocked down. Tavares denied by a sprawling Ullmark.
Desperation save. Boy, oh boy, that was a dandy from Ullmark.
Puck is dumped down in the Leaf zone. Ridley Gregg sends it to the corner. Ekman Larsson tries to throw a hit on him and wipes himself out. And now back in his own zone. Here's Benoit with it.
5-hole try from Brady Tkachuk on the breakaway, Dean, denied by the big pads of Anthony Stolars.
Clearing attempt by Shabbat fails. There's a quick shot, a high riser from Lorentz that just misses. Off the boards now, here's Shabbat. To the line and in, tipped in by Gaudette. McCabe goes in to get it. Zetterlund puts the shoulder into him. Pass back to the point and coming across Clevens. He drives Lorentz off the puck as Matt and Palo back in the zone end. Slides the puck across. There's Cleven back of his own net. Leafs changing, as is Ottawa, so Cleven just waits that out. Now Cleven dishes it off, and the puck steered all the way back down ice. Icing waved off as Perron sent it into the Leaf zone off his skate. Holmberg along the boards. Puck is knocked down as it hits the referee in the corner. Now a clearing attempt fails, and Perron ends up with it. Back to the point. And there was a shot by Cousins. Didn't get through. Another shot, that one from Sanderson. Missed high. Puck tipped off the boards, back out to center, and here's Dylan Cousins back in the zone end to get it. Cross to Sanderson. Clears the puck through the neutral zone. It is picked up there by Robertson. Morgan Rielly now sends a slow roller into the Ottawa zone. Sanderson around the boards, and he takes a good shot there from Bobby McMahon. Here's Sanderson under siege from Morgan Rielly, who wins the puck, sends it back in front of the Ottawa goal, now stolen away. Pinto back up ice to Ridley Gregg. Ridley Gregg tries to go back through the middle, and Ekman Larsson breaks it up. Centering pass back to the point. Amadio with a shot. That's blocked by Nice. Back in front. Pinto with a shot. Save is made by Stolars.
Oh, what a come across from Anthony Stolars. And two huge saves here in the first 3 minutes and 45 seconds of this period from the Toronto netminder to keep it a 2-1 game and give him a ton more confidence. He stops a point-blank breakaway by Brady Tkachuk in the first minute 15, and then a point-blanker again from 25 feet out by Shane Pinto, and Stolars collapsed outside the blue paint, square to the puck, and made a beautiful save going from left to right to deny Shane Pinto the equalizer in the early stages of this second period.
Face-off to the right of Stolars. Stutzle in the face-off circle, loses the draw to Scott Lawton. Not cleared around the boards, but not out. Now it's cleared out, and Shabbat picks it up at his own line. Ahead to Brady Tkachuk, who whips it back down inside the Toronto end. Stolars back along the boards, but gives it away. And we're going to get a penalty call here, and I believe it's going to go to Tim Stutzle. And the first power play of this game will go to the Leafs. Stutzle will head off, and it happened behind the play. I got to tell you, I don't know exactly what the call is, but we'll find out here momentarily.
Yeah, Garrett Rank keeping us all in mystery.
18, 2 minutes boarding.
2 minutes for boarding. Scott Lawton on the receiving end of that boarding penalty here, and, well, left his feet ever so slightly. Sorry, it was Chris Tanev on the receiving end of that. Lawton came in to have a few words, I think, for Mr. Stutzle. He did leave his feet, and
legit call.
Yeah, I guess so. So power play chance number one of this game goes to the Leafs. They have limped into the playoffs with power play that's gone 0 for 10 in their last 4 games.
Penalty kill brought to you by Alpine Credits. Face off to the right of Ullmark. Tavares wins the draw over Claude Giroux.
2 minutes for boarding. Time of the penalty, 3:58.
Pass through the middle, redirected in front, scores! Tavares gets his own rebound, 3-1 Leafs.
Well, that took all of 9 seconds, and it's the little things that the Senators are losing here, and, well, it's not so little. It's a face-off win again by Toronto. I had mentioned they had won 57% of the draws. They win this face-off with ease and gain control of the puck. Shot comes through. It gets deflected off Tavares into the chest of Linus Ullmark, but before he could react to get himself square again, Tavares is on it and pokes this by him. He got his own rebound, basically, and beat Ullmark low glove side this time, and it's a 3-1 Toronto lead. That's a huge goal. The Senators have 2 shots on goal this period, 2 when it was 2-1, and both were point-blank chances to tie the hockey game. Stolars denies. Toronto comes back down on a power play and makes it a 3-1 game.
So the Leafs now with 3 goals on just 8 shots in this game, but they have been very opportunistic. Off the face-off again. Leafs put it inside the zone. Lawton dumps it in. Puck along the boards, and Batherson clears it back out to center. At center now. Puck is heaved high in the air by Benoit. Back into the Ottawa end. Jensen back to the net. Tried to get it to Chabot. Got bound up, though. Now Chabot chips it to the boards. Perron ties up his man. Chabot again sends the puck ahead. Now Ottawa breaks it out as Jensen airmails it back down to the Leaf zone. Puck is gloved to the boards as Cousins tries to knock Benoit off the puck. Puck is sent back out to center. Here's Perron dumping it back into his zone end for Matt and Palo. His lead pass to the line for Cousins, interrupted by Ekman-Larsson. And now here's Holmberg back with it. Right side to the Ottawa line. Dumps it to the corner. Here's Chabot. Shovels it around the boards in Giroux. Steers the puck ahead. Can't get it out. On the other side again. Here's Chabot. Through the middle of the ice, and now Giroux tries to weave it across, and his pass hits a skate. And again, Ottawa loses possession. Tanev from center. Heaves it back down inside the zone. Sanderson steers the puck ahead, and Ottawa breaks it out. Lead pass to the line. Here's Brady Tkachuk. Gives it back. Stützle inside. Loses the puck. It's cleared off the boards. Back to center as Tkachuk dives to try and hold it in, but can't. Offside the call, and a face-off back outside the zone. This game brought to you in part by Audi Ottawa, Audi City Ottawa, and Audi West Ottawa.
Well,